No error. Did you notice?
Yeah, that's good. Yep.
We didn't have an error because they gave me an update. They gave me an update, and so I updated the program, and now no error. So they must have knew about that. But Terrance, what time is it? Terrance!
Yep.
What time?
Yep.
Terrance! Oh, you get down too, Terrance. Get it. Get it. Peanut butter jelly. Get it, Terrance. We are here. And I was prepared for you, Terrance, because you never know how Terrance is coming on, right? Sometimes he comes on. I was ready. Look for it. I was like, if he's got his shades, I'm right here with him. But he was all look at him this week, clean cut. That's the first thing I noticed, didn't I, Terrance? I was like, look, you got a haircut, Terrance.
You never know. It'd be the fro, clean cut. It could be anything. Shades, hood, like just
Terrance
anything.
showed up with a fresh cut for y'all tonight, right? So,
hey, if anything, I got a cut for you, Amanda. Like, I don't know about the rest of these humans, but you know, sometime in life.
Terrance, I washed my hair for you. I washed it.
Yep.
All right, Terrance. We started talking, and I was like, hold up. We should start the show because this is something we should be talking on the show, which you mentioned Batman, because Batman, you said, what did you say? Batman's my boy.
Yeah, he's my favorite superhero. So yeah.
Batman's my boy. And did you heard that, like, this next Batman movie is going to be the last for, Ben Affleck? Did you see that?
Oh, here's the thing. He actually has still,
he has
like 2 more movies on his contract.
Yeah.
So
I think they're already filmed, right? They've been filmed, I think.
Well, we don't quite know, Amanda. That's the thing.
Okay.
Like, cause I'm thinking he's either going to appear in the Birds of Prey, the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, or Suicide Squad 2, like somewhere where it's fitting for his character. And then if that doesn't happen, then Warner Brothers will probably just buy him out of his contract. You know, they'll just give him the money.
You think? Because they're done with him. They're done with him. Why you say that?
But see, it's like I wanted to see him in at least one Batman film, so I'm slightly bummed about that. But you know, I do like the fact that Matt Reeves is attached to direct the Batman movie, and they're going to focus on his detective skills, which is a very key ingredient to his character.
Yeah. I was thinking they haven't had just a plain Batman with him, huh? It was always like Batman. Have they? There was always like Batman and Superman, or they haven't just had with
you mean in terms of we haven't had a solo film in the DCEU yet with Batman. We haven't. So I was waiting for at least one with
right?
Ben. Right, but
all right. Well, who's here? Donald Duck. Hey, Donald Duck. Look, beautiful. Thank you. Were you talking to Terrance with that clean cut? He said, "Hey, beautiful." And then Joshua's here.
I don't really get too many humans calling me beautiful, handsome, you know, that kind of stuff.
Donald Duck brings it. You just, like, sometimes you have to watch him. No, I told you that. Joshua's here. Hey, he said, "Hey, Terrance." Hey, Joshua.
Yep, how you doing?
Now, Terrance, we got to dive right into it, because what I say, 35 minutes left, and we got to cover this last episode of Gotham.
Okay.
I'm going to come out right and say it. I was a little bored with this episode up until the end. I thought it was slower.
Okay. To me, it was okay. Like, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it was just okay to me. Cause for me, I can enjoy something, but then I can rate it a certain way. So like for me, it was fine, but it's like if I compare it to the rest, slightly below, but I still enjoyed it.
Especially after last episode. I think last episode you just had so much like, then this one's kind of leading up. It's one of those episodes where it's going to lead into more. This is leading us to more,
Like, they call it, kind of like the grace period where you're building up to something, so you kind of have to slow it down to get to something else, right?
Yeah. So they're with what's his name, Gordon, and then look that guy's Bane. Then his military friend shows up, right?
Oh, Eduardo. I don't think Eduardo is Bane, though.
That military guy that like turned on him, like, who is he going to be then?
I don't think Eduardo is Bane. The reason why I say that is because with the previews, you see a lady, I'm not sure who the lady is yet, but she was, putting the venom in him or whatever in the mask. And then she was telling him, you have to take out those that are here to stop us, which is the Delta Force. Like, Gordon's friend who betrayed him is part of that. So
so he's just part of that. He probably works with all that.
Yeah, I get it. So I'm thinking it's just someone else we haven't seen, or someone we have seen, maybe.
Because I'm like, isn't Bane supposed to show up in this episode? I thought he was. So that's why I was like, is that guy, who is this guy? Yeah. So
remember last week I had said that, like, I didn't see him in the previews, like, cause, usually they show him in the previews.
I think it was somebody came and commented and said he's supposed to be in this one. So somebody led me astray. That's what it was. They came up
they probably saw, like a full trailer of like what maybe most of the season will look like. And then that's probably how that happened.
So yeah, I was like, that guy came and I was like, he don't look right. Right? When that his friend came and showed up and was like, I'm going to go in and help you. I knew right. I was like, he don't look right. He's going to be stopped.
When it comes to, Eduardo, I wasn't thinking anything bad as soon as he said, that him and Commissioner Gordon are tight. So I was a little bit more at ease. I'm like, okay, well, Gordon knows him. So he's got to be fine, at least until I see something that says otherwise. So I needed something specific.
Well, they gave it to you, didn't they? They gave it to you.
That was very specific. Yeah, when you betray somebody, you don't get more specific than that. That was like, okay, he needs to die. I was like, no, fail. So
this was a slower episode, but one part I did like was the whole Enigma stuff, right? Yeah. Like that was crazy. First when he all of a sudden he's like somewhere, but then all of a sudden he wakes and he's tied to this chair, like he's duct taped to that chair, and they got some kind of electric thing hooked up to the truck.
It just seemed like the most, like, Amanda, the most redneck family. Like, we gonna roast us some humans tonight. Yep.
And then Terrance, they mad that they killed that animal, not even a person. I was
like, let me speak on that, Amanda, because look, I know a bunch of humans in real life that are real big on their cats, their dogs, their birds, whatever.
It's true. I know some too.
If they see a stray, a dog or a cat, oh, let's get it some food. But if they see a homeless human, Amanda, they're like, oh, you should get a job.
I agree.
Like, they don't care.
I agree. Sometimes, like some people like, oh, my third child. I was like, we got a dog. And that thing ain't my third child. I'm gonna say I like my dog, but if it came between, like, I'm not rushing in a burning building to save my dog. I'm like,
not Superman. See, Superman does stuff like that, right? Like, and apparently some crazy humans do it too, but for the wrong reason. See, Superman does it because all life is precious. Like, humans do it because they like animals more than people.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, they was crazy. They were serious over that dog. And was that what it was? I couldn't even, it was ugly dog. Whatever it was ugly too. And I was like,
I couldn't believe that, Amanda. At first I was like, okay, like, I get it. Your son, whatever, the husband, whatever. But then when she showed that image of the dog,
I was cracking up though.
Paused the episode, Amanda. I paused it. I stood up and I was like, did this female just say? I was processing that. I was like, please let all of them die. And then when Edward tricked them and they got on fire, like that.
I know. And then he just running off, taped to a chair, and they over there.
The thing I liked though, Amanda, was that we knew like how he just set them up, but they weren't aware of it. I love when you have moments like that when you're aware of something that the characters are not. Like, please.
Well, I was like,
that's terrible.
I was like, you don't turn your back on Nigma. They didn't know. I would be like, but y'all don't even know who you're dealing with. Y'all don't know who you're dealing with.
and Amanda, like, I'll tell you, I'm a person that, I took martial arts and everything, but one of the things that the masters constantly taught us was the use of the brain, one's mind, to defeat your opponent. You don't necessarily have to know how to kick ass. Like, if your opponent is smarter than you, you're probably going to lose, So Edward Nigma has that. He has those qualities.
Oh, yeah.
The genius level intellect. So
Joshua Starr said, "Please let all of them die." Is that what they said? Was that in there? Is that what they said? Please let them. He did it in quotes. I think
in terms of Edward, I think he was saying something like that, like kind of like, gotta get out of this. All these people are stupid. Like he was kind of mumbling, you know.
But when he was doing that, then he had those flashbacks of Penguin.
Yeah, when he was getting electrocuted.
Yeah, he had those flashbacks of Penguin. So that was crazy because like right after he escaped, he went right to Penguin's house. And number one, he was mad. He was about to take Penguin down, but then he was like, did you name your dog after me? Like, I was like, what is up with all these dogs?
I'm telling you, Amanda, it is a reflection of reality. Naming your dogs after people you know. The dog is like the third member of the family. You know how humans are.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, when he got shocked, I was like, okay, maybe there's something going on with his mind. You know, he's like, there's a word or some music or something that snaps him in line. It was just a matter of trying to figure out what that is, you know.
Yeah, but I think out of my favorite, like after that, I just love the Penguin so much. That's probably my favorite villain on Gotham. And I'm surprised because
Penguin is awesome. Penguin is just great.
And I'm surprised because like I have never would have picked him out of all the movies I watch, even like comics that I watch with that. Like he was never my favorite until I started watching the Gotham.
Remember when I was telling you how good Penguin is?
You were, and I was like, I am convinced. Like he is my favorite on the show. He is my favorite.
Cause I was critiquing it from an acting standpoint, and then you know how interesting the character is. I was like, you gotta check him out. You gotta see what's up, because he's good. Phenomenal.
He's good. But so why did first Ed even go to like he thought Penguin did something to his brain. He thought Penguin did something to his brain, right?
Right, because what happened is when you get flashes of something, you're often missing details, right? So he remembers all the bad stuff that Oswald did.
He remembered like Penguin being there when something was happening to.
Right.
But Penguin said he was trying to save him. And that was when he was,
And then he didn't see the part with Hugo Strange. You know, Hugo Strange is just a crazy mad scientist. Like
that guy crazy.
You know what I always liked about his character in the comics is that he's someone that works on the patients of Arkham, you know, Two-Face, Penguin, you know, you name them, right? But I'm like, you deserve to be in there just as much as the rest of them.
Oh, yeah. Joshua asked if Tessa watches Gotham. Me and her had never watched it until you, Terrance, started talking about it, how good it was. And it was a couple other people, and I think it was in one of our chats. And I was like, all right, I'm going to watch it before this next season. And right when I started watching, I was like, Tessa, get on this. So she started watching too. So she's only like I think she's in season 4 right now. So I think she was finishing.
Her last live stream when I was talking to her, she was a little bit behind. So,
but she loves it too. That's what I'm saying. She like, and then because I already watched all the shows, she'll message me like when something happens. I was like, oh yeah, like we'll talk about it. But she loves it too. But I'm like, Gotham is a show you just cannot not love. You can't it is.
And the thing is, it has a lot. Like, look, 5 years for a TV show is a long time.
Yeah.
Like most shows don't make it 5 years. Like if your show can make it 5 years, that is a great form of success. And then anything beyond 5 years, you killing it. You're killing it.
Yeah.
And if
it's good.
And like say it's something good. Like Supernatural, which is on season 14. Oh my God. 14 years.
I still haven't watched it. I still haven't.
Man.
Because when I heard about it, it was already 7 years, 7 seasons or something. I'm like, I don't have all that time to catch up with all this. That's why. I'm like, I don't have time to catch up with all
22 episodes a season? No.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't have time for that one.
Amanda, look, I started watching Supernatural when I was in high school. 10th grade. I'm 30, Amanda, and it's still on. That's how long
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's very crazy. When I can go through school and finish school and the show is still on, that's how you know. So, something. Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles, they never, ever, ever have to work again. Like when you could be like, hey, 14-year TV show, you good.
Oh yeah. I mean,
okay, so,
I wonder if it's one of those you can pick up like later in episodes. No, I'd say no.
No. With Supernatural is one of those shows, like if you're missing, like if you're missing one episode, that could screw you over. Yeah. Like that's the kind of show it is. You do have like those filler ones, but like, cause what you have is you have a big bad for each season, but then Sam and Dean, they hunt other supernatural creatures in between.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to watch a random episode and it happened to be one of those, you might be able to get away with it, but there's always a reference to who's coming and who they beat and this and that. And there's too many questions, you know. You don't want that. You want to have all the information. You want to know what they're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I was like, if I can't watch it from the beginning, like I don't want to.
Look, I
don't have time for all that. I don't got time for all that. What did Joshua say? He tried watching Gotham once and couldn't stand it.
Okay, Joshua, I know you can see me. I'm looking deep into your soul. I'm gonna tell you this, Joshua. I'm gonna be real kind about this. You're fucking up. Why you don't like Gotham? What's happening?
Like what? You tried watching it once? What did you try watching? Like episode or season 4? Is that why?
In all seriousness, if I'm gonna call my own self out, for me personally, when it comes to TV shows, all I need to do is see one episode, and I know if the show is for me. Occasionally, maybe 2 if I'm not sure. Like, okay, let me do one more. But I feel you on that. I completely get you because I'm not gonna act like I don't do the same thing with certain shows. So
I do too.
I got you.
Look, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a good example for me. I tried watching the first episode. I'm like, nope. Done. Everybody's like, it's so good. You just got to get through the first half of the season. I'm like, I'm not going to do it.
Amanda, I'm going to have to tie you to a chair and then the eyelid's going to be open.
I'm not going to do it.
You got to watch it.
Mm-mm. All right, let's get back to Gotham because we don't have much time left.
What if I were in an episode, Amanda? You wouldn't watch
Oh, Lord, something just fell. I don't even know.
Was that your drink?
No, that wasn't a drink. Did you hear that?
I heard it, but what was it? Your drink or what? What was?
I don't even know where it came from.
Is Tessa throwing rocks through the window?
Or my son? I don't know what they doing out there. I don't know what they doing.
Well, yeah,
all right, but
no. What if I were in an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Amanda? You wouldn't watch it?
I'll watch that one.
I'd be
like, at what minute are you? I'd be like, at what minute are you, Terrance? At what minute?
What if I'm a series regular? Like, I'm in all the episodes.
I probably wouldn't watch it.
Me, I see. No, truth been revealed.
I would give you a chance. I'd watch one episode. Then, if I can't get through that episode, I'm probably not going to go back. I'll be like, oh, Terrance, you're doing good.
I'm like, but you still like,
you know what I would do? I would know people who, like, I know Tessa watches it. I'll be ask her, I'm like, how's Terrance doing on that show? Okay, see, I'll check up on you, Terrance. I'll check up on you. I'll ask people who watch it how you doing.
Okay, so the scene where, you see Edward talking to Penguin, like you were saying you like that. I like that too, when he's like, oh, you named your dog after me. And then when he had the gun to him, and he was talking about how, I should kill you, this and that, and Penguin was trying to explain, like, hey, you're my only friend. Like, nobody else likes me.
And I thought that too. I was like, Penguin didn't do that. Penguin's in love with Ed. He's in love.
Right.
He loves him. Naming his dog, like, Penguin loves him some Ed. So I knew he was going to do that.
I feel like at this point, it is more towards a friendship, because I feel like in kind of, earlier on, it was more of a, like, he really, like, loved him.
Well, I think he realized.
But now it's more of a friendship.
I think so too. Like, I think he realized that ain't never going to happen, but I still love him as a person, like it is a friend. So I think now it's turned more towards that kind of friendship. I agree.
That was good acting though. Like when they were going back and forth,
I know.
and he was trying to explain to him, like, "Hey, I was trying to save your life with Hugo Strange," and in the way Ed was looking at him, I love the acting in that scene. It was really good.
Penguin he's my favorite, like, not even villain in the show. He's my favorite, like, actor and character in the show. He is. Yeah, Joshua. Hey, Penguin. What? Oh, Joshua asked if Penguin was gay. And
in the show he is. Yeah. In the show he might be bi. Like, I don't know if I want to say he's like gay, but he might be bi. But either way, like, he do like him some dick apparently. Apparently Ed. So like, I don't.
I think he was in love with Ed. I think it was, but he don't have like any other love interest, like man or women, like in the show. Right. Right. What about in the comics?
In the comics, like, Penguin is like, he's straight. Like, he just is what he is.
Does he have like love interest?
There's nothing to say where like with his character, he doesn't really date and do much stuff, but he does have women around, as most of the villains in Gotham, they'll have the dancers and the women and stuff like that. So, when in terms of Gotham, when I saw that, he liked Ed and wanted his dick and everything, I'm like, oh, that's an interesting change there.
Because I'm trying to think back even to like the movies with like Michael Keaton Batman and then Danny DeVito. I'm even thinking in there, like he was kind of like flirting with like Catwoman sometimes and stuff like that, so.
At most, the Batman Returns film where Danny DeVito played Penguin, saw him flirting with Catwoman, but that's because sex appeal. Like, she had the shiny leather and the curves and stuff. What else are you going to think about? You know? So Penguin, he down there in the sewer, and then all of a sudden, like, Catwoman come with the shiny leather and the butt sticking out. Like, of course he going to try to get at her. It just makes sense. But aside from that, though, in that movie, he hated humans, though, because his parents abandoned him because of how he looked.
Well, that's why he went down in the sewers. Oh, yeah. They, like, threw him out. And,
that's an example of a terrible set of humans. Like, you just saw your child, you're like ugly, and you just literally tossed it like it was trash. I'm like, that's messed up. Like, of course he gonna turn out to be bad. I'd be surprised.
That was sad. It made him like more human. It made him more vulnerable and human. Like, then I just felt bad for him. I'm just like, oh, I'm like, well, no wonder.
That's real messed up. And I could identify with that because I remember when I was in school, one of the main things I heard was like, you're not good enough and you shouldn't be hanging out with us and this kind of stuff. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you humans? Why don't you give me a chance, damn it?
I would just be like, I didn't want to hang out with you anyway. When kids come with it.
Eventually, Amanda, that's what I did. I was like, what, screw you humans, I'm going home. Like, I pulled a Cartman from South Park. Screw you guys.
I just don't waste my time. I'm like, if you're trying to tell me something, I'm like, you don't know. You ain't good enough to hang out with me. I didn't want to hang out with you anyway. That's what I'm saying. But yeah. So back to Gotham, because we have 10 more minutes left. Oh no, wait, 15 more minutes left. But I want to get to
that Wardo, like Jim's friend.
Yeah.
Like, the whole notion of, like, okay, the Delta Force coming in, like, when we didn't really know who they were at first, I'm like, okay, who the hell are these guys? They got some skills. They're probably with the government. Okay, Delta Force. I'm like, they've been sent to Gotham, so they probably want to do the whole kill the evil, don't ask no questions kind of thing, which turned out to be literally the case.
Yeah.
But I'm like, something happened. I wonder who he's answering to specifically. Like what?
Never know. It's weird. It's like that special like secret council thing that they have. What is that called? That's called, what is it again?
You're thinking of the Court of Owls. That's not where he's from. Though.
You don't
he's
think
from the
so?
Delta Force, though. Wardo, like Jim's friend, and the rest of
they always
his
have
goons,
these
like,
secret.
They're with the government because the Court of Owls. They're full of, not all of them, but a lot of them are assassins. Remember, like, earlier in the season, we saw the dudes with
That's
masks
what I was
stuff?
thinking, though. I was thinking he was reporting as one of those secret people from that. You
know what, Amanda? I'll tell you this. With the Delta Force specifically, they are attached to the government, but if he himself or if they're secretly doing something for the Court of Owls outside of what the government wants, and then that's just a spin that he gave to Gordon, I can see that. But for the time being, I'll settle on like he's just a shady part of the government. They just want to just kill them all. They don't care.
Yeah, I told you I didn't have a good feeling about that guy anyway. I didn't.
Right.
And then they got Nigma as this tool. Like he just pressed a button. Oh. And Nigma, his eyes was doing like this. I was like, what? I was like, stop that.
Was awesome in that scene. Like, with his character, he just has to talk. He's cool.
Oh,
like,
I know.
Yes, Edward.
He's creepy.
Out
of all of them, he is the creepiest. He is the creepiest out of all of them.
That actor, I think his name is B.D. Wong, if I remember correctly. But,
so Jose said, my wife said that the show is getting better and is starting to watch it. I guess the Court of Owls make an appearance on this season. He said they do. I've never been interested in that.
I haven't seen like in the trailers that I watched, even the long 5-minute one. I didn't see the Court of Owls. So if they are in there, they have to be working in the background.
Yeah.
Possibly with the Delta Force, because they do
stuff
like that.
That's what I'm getting. Look, that's what I'm projecting. I'm projecting that's what's going to happen.
That's not going to surprise me, though. Mm-hmm. See, the thing that would surprise me is that if Gordon's friend has his own entire operation outside of those two things, that would surprise me, because he would have to do extra to get away from all that and then set up everything else. Like, that part would probably surprise me.
Yeah.
But if he's with the Court of Owls or something like that, then I'm like, I get it. That would make sense. I get it.
So they got Nigma now. They got him. They got him under their control. He done got the chip up in his brain.
Okay, for some reason, I don't know if it was meant to be funny, because sometimes the way that things are presented, sometimes they want it to be serious or funny. I couldn't really tell, but to me, it came across as funny when Hugo Strange was talking to Edward, like, now, Edward, you're going to be under our control, and you hear the and then Gordon puts the gun to his head, and it's like his reaction was priceless, and it made me laugh because he was just like, I did nothing wrong. He just seemed to be legitimately irritated that he interrupted what he was saying. Like, it was funny.
He creeps me out the most out of everyone. Like, he's the creepiest one on there. He's the creepiest one
because he doesn't have any overt powers. But see, sometimes the way that someone talks, thinks, and carries themselves can have just as much of an impact as like a Mr. Freeze with a gun, or a penguin.
I think also not only the way he talks and all that kind of stuff, but the things he's done also makes you like, oh, that's like remember when Fish Mahoney went on that island and then they had that crazy place where they were like implanting like legs in the heads. Remember that place?
Yeah.
That guy was like, I was just like like I would get goosebumps when I would see him. I'd be so creeped out just because of that stuff that he's done. And that's kind of how I feel like this Hugo one too. Whenever I see him, I'm just like, oh, like not as bad as that guy on the island.
I would love for Warner Brothers to use his character like in a full blown movie. Like, that'd be awesome. Cause like, I feel like.
Yeah, creep out. I creep out the whole movie.
Only a certain amount of humans like watch Gotham, but if it's a movie, obviously more people will know about it. So I think using his character and like giving that creepy feel to the audience. Like,
you're gonna give me the heebie-jeebies. You're gonna get,
No, we still gotta watch those horror movies, Amanda. Hey, Amanda, you can't be scared. Like, I can hold your hand. Terrance can hold your hand.
I can't be scared. What you mean? I can't be scared. I guess you don't understand how I get even watching those trailers. I'm like I will start looking out the window. Like, it gets in my head. I can't, And then I don't like to be, when they jump out like, I'm jumpy.
But if I'm holding your hand, why would you be scared, though?
It don't matter. You don't think I'd be,
I can protect you, though. Like, if Jason comes or something, like, I'll die, but I'll do my best. I mean,
and then when they jumping out, you ain't gonna protect me having a heart attack. You ain't gonna protect that. I'm jumping.
look at me, Amanda, then you'll be fine, and it'll go away. All the fear will just wash right on down the drain.
All right, before we go, because we have 9 minutes left, we got to talk about the very end of this Gotham.
Jeremiah.
I was like, what? They never died! He never died! What? How come he didn't die?
Okay, remember when I said, like, we were talking about how, like,
I knew he wasn't dead.
And I'm like, remember I said he either has a plan or Harley will figure out a way to bring him back. So he had a plan. Well, yeah, we knew he wasn't going to die. And I was like, but they can't keep doing this. Because when he really dies, nobody's going to believe it. They never going to believe when somebody really dies. In the comics with the Joker, he is a character that has pretended to be dead so many times I've lost count. Mm-hmm. But every time he resurfaces, his master plan is so brilliant that, like, if you're reading the comics or watching it in, like, cartoon form, you really stop and think, because he makes you think. Yeah. Like, everything he does is for a specific reason, and only he knows what it is. And, like, because he's insane, like, he'll have, like, 50 different explanations for one thing. And that's also what pisses Batman off. Like, how is it that every time I ask you this question, you give me 50 different responses? And somehow, even though they're insane, they make sense at the same time. How do you do that?
Yeah. You gotta be crazy, like the Joker. I don't know.
But I like the part when she was like, yep, are you okay? And then he was just like, that bullet is making you emotional.
I know, and then he talk. It's like shit.
And then you could hear it rattling like a little rattle. Like that was pretty cool.
You like that? I like those characters, Harley Quinn and Joker. So anything that they do in there, I'm just gonna be like, oh, look at that, like.
And then what about the end though? When he took off the wrapping of the heads and stuff? Who do you think is sitting in those chairs?
That's gotta be Bruce's parents.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's gotta be.
Parents?
I think, so are they like, it's like I think they're trying to tunnel into the mansion or something. Is that what they did? Or they tunneled? They're like,
it looked like, Jeremiah and Echo were in, Bruce Wayne's mansion.
And like they tunneled in and like they got the dead parents' bodies or something. I don't know.
Like, okay. Cause I was thinking to myself, like, okay, are those his parents? Are those individuals that he knows? Maybe different family members? Like, it's gotta be something. Cause it just seemed too sinister. I'm like, wait a minute.
And then,
what does that mean?
And other clues that they dropped that they're gonna bring back the parents is when Bruce and Selina have that discussion and she's gonna bring up, I saw your parents this. You remember that whole little discussion they had? So I was
Bruce
like,
was tearing up. Yeah, the little teary eye. He was like, you know what, Selena, I'm about to toss you out that
window. But for them to drop the like that, for that little clue to be like all of a sudden, like she says your parents and all that. And then at the end, I think it was just giving us little clues that it might be, I think.
Yeah. They're doing like that could be a little foreshadowing, just something where, somebody says something or they show you something and it
to remind
has something that they reveal later. You're like, okay.
Yeah. So I think it's the parents too, which is that's just heartless. That's heartless.
That is the Joker. The Joker, Jerome, who's the Joker too, I guess, but like, when he stapled his face back together, that is a very horrifying moment in the comics, Amanda. Like, imagine the face gets ripped off and they just staple it back on.
He does
that. And they just laughing the whole time. I'm like, look, I was in a mental institution for a little while because, humans, they didn't understand me, so they threw me in there. But I've actually been around, what would be considered insane humans. Mm-hmm. None of them were like Joker that I could recall, like where the face came off and they was like, back on.
Oh, you look like it. You were doing. You look like you was. That was terrible. That was terrible. Now why you got that in my head now, Terrance? Why you put? Now
it was a beautiful moment though, because it was like right out of the comics.
Well, that's what I said. That was in the comics that when he
Yes, that's why I look. Like, cause Gotham has been on for 5 years, right? You know, I started when it came on, and when they showed Jerome, when they started introducing him, every one of us that were watching it, you know, we were calling him Joker because he had a lot of the Joker storylines.
Yeah,
especially
you were like, that's Joker. I think I call them both Joker. They both Joker.
Yeah, they both are. It's semantics, but see, with Warner Brothers, even though they can use whatever characters they want, there's no legal issues. What it is that if they have plans to do something for a movie, they usually hold off or they don't show the character as much, or you'll get it in animated form, but then the movie form will be different. Like, they're very interesting with how they pick and choose. So with Warner Brothers, I always don't know what they're going to do. See, with Marvel, Kevin Feige will let you know, and you already know what's coming, right?
Yeah.
Like, the surprises come when you watch the movie, and then you're like, and then, but you already know what they got planned. With Warner Brothers, they announce like a million things, and then you get like 5 of them, and then it's just different. Like, so as a DC fan, while I'm jumping up and down, I'm also scratching my head at the same time. Like, I'm a little confused. Like, what
That's because they don't know. Getting? They don't know. I think they throw like 10 out there. Be like, which one y'all excited about? Okay, we'll do that one.
Whichever one we cheer the most about, they're like, oh, they like this one. Sir, what about the other 50? Well, we can scrap those. Because, see, Warner Brothers, like, they make all kinds of movies, right? Like, they don't really have like a department like how Marvel Studios has,
DC,
right?
Yeah. So even though Marvel's under Disney, they have a whole, like, I've toured it, the whole Marvel like studio, and it just
Kevin Feige is in charge of that.
Yeah, well, he's president. Victoria Alonso, I met her.
Oh,
she's all right.
But you already know though, man. Like with Warner Brothers, they just push stuff out. Like, I mean, look at all the shows of DC that are on. Like, look at all the stuff that they just push out.
Movies and TV. Even their TV stuff is just like ridiculous amount of stuff. You know, their TV and movies. So they all over.
You said you don't have time for, Amanda, like Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow.
I know, Warner Brothers.
Connected.
Oh, I know, Warner Brothers. All right, 2 minutes. First, Joshua Stark asks, how involved is Batman in Gotham? He's like involved, but he's not
even there yet. He's gonna show up like at the last like 1 or 2 episodes.
You're seeing his evolution up to like a Batman. You know, you're seeing part of it. You're seeing the young version evolution up to it.
I think that it.
But Gotham's centered around villains.
They were to have like, say, 3 more seasons, right? Like, I would want them to do 2 where he's getting his training. Like, each season is dedicated to his fighting and all that. And then the last season, you show him as Batman for every single episode. Like, that's how I would do it.
Yeah, but they're just going to kind of jump. They're jumping, like, on this last season.
I know. But I get it, though.
Like, I know. I mean, they have to. They're like, oh, you know, gotta show him, like, there. But that's why I said Gotham is more centered around Gordon and the villains, really, if you would come down to it.
And Gotham City as a whole, because the city in itself is a character.
True.
Really.
Like, true. You totally see. I mean, they got all the little sections of Gotham that I don't remember all the sections. All right. And last thing, because I gotta go. Last thing I wanted to say, did we talk about Lego Movie 2?
I was there for most of it, but then I said Terrance out when you were getting into the spoiler parts. Because it's like
Batman and Lego Movie 2. Batman was he stole the movie. Batman was the best. I just gotta say, because I know Batman's your boy, and I'm like,
because he was great in the first one. But see, with the first one, I was like, the movie is good, but it's not like my cup of tea. So I feel like
it's a kid movie.
About the second one.
It's a kid movie. It's totally one of those movies that, like, I bring my kids to see, and, like, I'm not, like, like, through the whole thing. They wanted to see this, or, like, I enjoyed, too, but it was totally, like, for a kid. Like, you know, it's a movie you can bring your kids, and you can enjoy, too, not be bored, like, but Batman in that stole the show. And I love the guy who voices him. I love the guy who voices him. What is his name? He was on The View this morning. He was on The View.
Cast for the first movie, but I forgot.
Yeah. Oh, he like just that voice he gives Batman.
Oh yeah. He's like, it's based on all the Batman jokes.
Oh yeah.
Batman's so popular to where, you know, you could just make a joke about him and people will know him off of that. They will know him off the comics or a cartoon or a movie or something. Everybody has their own tales about Batman, you know.
I'm Batman. But yeah, and probably more of like the Christian Bale even making fun of Batman. Right. Christian, he was Batman.
If you save us.
Right.
Heroes. Deep down, we're all heroes of Gotham. Like I don't know, like you can't help but respect that. I don't know why.
All right, y'all, we gotta go.
But you know.
But Gotham this week, it ended with a bang. Like I was just like, oh, Joker. Well, who was those?
I think it was worth it for that ending because I always say when it comes to like movies or an episode of a TV show, what's very important is the beginning of the episode and the end.
Yeah.
Because the middle, like to me, the middle is when you can start like fucking up, so to speak, and have bad moments. But if you end it on a high note, then people will remember that. They'll like remember the ending.
Oh yeah, you got it. You end it good, it'll be good. But Jose said talking about the Queen family. He said talking about the Queen family. Do they show up like little Oliver Queen?
The Queen? Oliver Queen, Green Arrow. Like if you watch Arrow, they cover his family stuff extensively. Mm-hmm. So that's the show you want to watch if you want to see Green Arrow stuff. Now they've changed a lot of his stuff, but they also kept a lot of his stuff the same. It's like a mixture of new interpretations with comic book stuff. But yeah, no, they cover all that stuff on Arrow. Absolutely.
All right, y'all, we're out. Remember, next week we're coming back with the season 6, right? Season 6. So till next.
Oh, but no. Gotham is on a 2-week break.
Oh, what? Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't even.
So next Friday, we can still do a live, but you would have to like decide what you want to talk about.
I know exactly what we're going to talk about, Terrance. Mm. We're going to talk about the Masked Singer.
Hey, I can talk about anything, Amanda. Because with that, like,
I got you. All right, y'all. Till next week. See y'all. Yeah. Bye.